Matthew 11:8. Allah, ti ex ilthate idein, anthropon in malakois, emphies menon, idu, hoita malaka foruntes, in tois oikois ton basileon esin. Remember, Jesus is talking to the crowds about John the Baptist. He says, but what did you go out to see? Here's our purpose infinitive. You can see that's coming from harao. It's building on the second aorist stem, right? Lose your augment, lose your ending. You have the stem id plus the present infinitive ending. Even the second aorist stems use present infinitive endings. So again, but what did you go out to see? Implied, did you go out to see a man dressed in soft things? And this word malakois comes from the adjective malakos, which means soft, but obviously in this context it could mean fancy or expensive. So let's go with fancy here. Did you go out to see a man dressed in fancy clothes? Behold, those wearing fancy things are in the houses of kings. I should say one other thing. This word malakos, it means soft, delicate, fancy, expensive. In other contexts, again, completely different contexts, it can have the sense of effeminate or homosexual. Obviously, it does not have that sense here. Let's look at this word emphies menon. Now, as soon as you see that men morpheme, we've told you about men sitting in the middle of the pew, being passive, not doing their part, right? That is a middle passive participle sound unit. As soon as you see any change on the beginning of a participle, you know it's going to be perfect. So what we have here is a perfect passive participle. It's accused of masculine singular because this participle is attributive, modifying this masculine accusative singular noun anthropon. What kind of man? Well, a man dressed in fancy things. The lexical form of this participle is written down here below, emphienumi, and that only occurs 3 times in the New Testament. Happy Reformation Day! It is October the 31st. This is also the last day to get the $50 early registration discount for the Greek reading course in Colossians. This is an Adela Media course that I am teaching, and I want to show you some details about that course. You can see here some basic details. The course costs right now $217. That's for 8 weeks of instruction, but the price is going up $50 on November the 1st. Let's take a look at the course. You can see there are lots and lots of materials here. All kinds of resources for reading Colossians, listening to Colossians, studying Colossians, lots of free resources and samples of other resources and discount codes. There we will have weekly Zoom meetings where I will spend an hour of live time each week with the students. There's also the opportunity for a weekly community meeting where you get paired up with other students to read and study and discuss the text. Really, the core of the course, you can see it's an 8-week course. The core of the course are these weekly modules. If you look through here, there's all kinds of material, background, structure. If we click on one of these, it opens up and you can watch the video. For example, here, this is a 15-minute video here on Colossians 1 and 2. So a course like this allows us to go in much more detail than I have in the Daily Dose of Greek daily videos. Many of you have been staying away from Pauline epistles. You're scared of them. You want to read narrative because it's easy. It's time to kick your Greek up a notch and to also enjoy the amazing, rich theology of the book of Colossians. You can see I've also provided videos discussing resources related to Colossians, and then even a dad joke every week, right? There we go. Just thought that'd be fun. And you can see each week we also have a sermon, and several of them are by students in the course, and it's very brave of them to offer their sermons for evaluation. And a friend of mine who has a PhD in preaching, Dr. Scott Blue, each week we provide an evaluation and discussion of the posted sermon. And one of the benefits of that, I think, is we're not just thinking about what the text means, but we want to think about how to most effectively communicate that. Whether you're a preacher, a Sunday school teacher, a speaker at a women's conference, whatever you do, we want to think about how to be winsome and accurate and faithful and engaging with our teaching. And so, very grateful for Dr. Blue. Each week we also have an automated quiz to keep you accountable for really learning the material, being able to translate it. And then we challenge you to upload a teaching outline so that you're putting all that you're learning into a reproducible format for Sunday school or for sermons or whatever that is. And you can see down at the end, we also do even have a final exam. And if you finish the course there, you can download a certificate with your name that I have signed. So this course officially begins in January, the beginning of January, basically runs January and February, though it will be available for 6 months. So even if you don't finish in February, you'll have 4 additional months that you can work on the material. It's not going to disappear. It's going to be available to registered students on the internet. And I think it's going to be a great journey. Of course, I've already recorded all these materials. I'm looking forward very much to the live time. I'm looking forward to the guest speakers we're going to have. We have some of the most amazing scholars on Colossians who are living today will join us. Doug Moo, Constantine Campbell. I mean, it's going to be really Murray Harris, a wonderful experience. Consider joining us, and you can find out more information at adullamcourses.com.